Hi guys, Eric here, Nomadic Fanatic. I am doing a special video here related to game systems. As many of you already know, I live in an RV full-time. Space is kind of limited, but I happen to love the Nintendo 64 system. It's my favorite system. It's the only gaming system I have in the RV, and it's my favorite system, always has been, and always will be. My games I all keep in very nice aftermarket cases that have all the original artwork and label and stuff, and then the games fit in there like that. So it just keeps my games safe when I'm on the move and dust-free. And I'm doing a top 20 of my Nintendo 64 games. It's going to be a lot different than anybody else's that's already done this on YouTube, because I'm not doing it based on popularity, rarity of the game, or sales price value of the game. I'm doing this based on the top 20 games that I currently today in 2014 spend the most time playing and enjoying these days. So don't be offended if your favorite game is way far down my list and you think it should be in the top 5, or be like, what the hell is he talking about? Why is that game even on his list? So let's start off with number 20, F1 World Grand Prix. I have a few racing games in my top 20 collection. This one is a great multiplayer game. It stands the time. This is the only multiplayer game that my dad still beats me at every time. It's great on dual screen. The graphics are awesome. The soundtrack is great. And when you turn the bass up and actually have really good sound going through, the engines on these Formula cars is awesome. The tracks are great. Just a great game. Number 19. This is going to be weird, but hear me out. Wheel of Fortune. Yes, I play this game still every single night. At least one game of this every single night. The graphics are crude and ridiculous. I don't care about the graphics. I play it for the puzzles. To compare it, I don't like Monopoly on the Nintendo 64, and I really don't like Jeopardy on the Nintendo 64, but I love Wheel of Fortune. This game has great puzzles. I've been playing it for about 15 years now, and I've still not seen a duplicate puzzle, which I find amazing, because who knows how many games I've actually played on this. Just playing against the computer and put it on expert, and when it's my time to play, I don't always win, but I don't really care. It's all about puzzles and solving, and it makes me think, and it keeps me fresh and on my feet. It's a great game, and if it weren't that I was so afraid of being embarrassed that it's even on my top 20, I would probably have it down in the top 10, to be honest. Number 18, a sports game, Major League Baseball featuring Ken Griffey Jr. Not just because I'm really near Seattle and I've always been a Seattle fan, but this game my brother and I grew up on playing head-to-head against each other, and then after that got old because he beat me all the time. I started playing single player, and I loved the fact that you could play an entire season and have it saved. Every single game gets saved. You play the exact same season that the Seattle Mariners played in 1996. Everything saves, so all your home runs, your RBIs, your averages, your ERAs for your pitchers, all that stuff gets stored, and you can check the statistics around the league. Of course, it's just a computer generating those numbers, but it's nice to see your players are up there. You can also trade to get the right players, or if a couple years ago they're, like you have to get Raul Ibanez back on the team, well, you can trade him back on the team and actually get the right Mariners team that you want. It's also one of the first baseball games to have the home run derby, and I've spent a lot of time on that feature too. But number 17, gonna be another weird one, Beetle Adventure Racing. It seems like a stupid thing to be on my list, but believe it or not, the racing in this game is way more accurate and way more professional than, well, one other game that's even lower on my list, and there's just a vast array of racing games online. But the tracks in this game are incredible. They're very detailed. They show up in enough time to be able to see what's coming ahead. The handling of the car is one of the best. There's only one game, in my opinion, that has better car handling for a race car game on this system, and I still play this game a lot. It's a great game. Number 16, my first shooter game, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. This is my favorite amongst all four releases of the Turok Edition on the Nintendo 64 system. It was the first game that I played with a gun, so in my opinion, I mean, it's got a whole storyline. I think it's got a great plot, you know, out there with a bow and arrow killing dinosaurs and having velociraptors charging at you, and it takes 5 shotgun shells to kill them. There's still some stuff you have to collect. You have to get health. You have to collect the beakers of stuff that you drink and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a great interactive game, and it's not just all about just shooting dinosaurs. There actually is a great plot to this game. Number 15. Okay, this racing game. I have to put this on there because I used to be really good at this game. MRC, or Multi Racing Championship. The handling on this game really sucks. It is incredibly hard to get around corners. Even using the brake, the wheels just slip from underneath you and you slide in and bang into the wall all the time. But there used to be a time where I was really good at it and I was able to control it well and actually win a lot of races. And I cannot remember how I had my car set up back then. But the tracks are fun. The announcer guy is kind of annoying. He kind of just eggs me on and says that I'm supposed to be doing better and that I'm not going fast enough and whatever. It gets kind of annoying, but I guess I still pop this in on a regular basis just to come back to it and see if I can tweak it and make it work better. Number 14 on my list, another shooter game, Perfect Dark. Not my number 1 shooter game, which we'll get to later. But this one has great graphics. It steals a lot of the techniques and controls from the other game that I like. But it is nice to have another game that just has to do with shooting, I guess. I never tried multiplayer on this. So, you know. Number 13 is Force Gemini. And this is a great, colorful game. It takes place on another planet, and you have to kill ants and save stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of fun to play. Not one of my favorite themed games, but definitely on my list. Number 12 is Waverace. Now, come on. I can't believe they can make a game about jet skis and have it be so much fun and so addicting. The graphics were great. The control of that little jet ski is great. I mean, it's easy to go around the buoys and make your jumps and actually, you know, make it so you can land right on those jumps. The music's okay. The graphics are really good. It's addictive because it's a very unique game, in my opinion. I think it's just there's nothing like it. Nothing else like it has ever been created. The closest I can think of to is some of the Excitebike games and stuff like that, but it's a very unique game and it's a lot of fun to play. Alright, number 11 on my list is Cruisin USA. And again, this is going to beat out all of the other Cruisin series on the Nintendo 64 system. I think the graphics on this game are incredible. I think it is the best handling as far as drivability game there is. Out of everything I like and everything I've tested, it handles the best. I just have a big problem with the Redwood Forest scene because if I can somehow survive that portion of the map and then get out on the street in 4th place, I might have a chance to get up into 1st place, but I die through the Redwood Forest all the time. The soundtrack's okay in this one. I can't stand the house remix one, so I'm always putting the rock one on. And then there's a passenger who screams and is really annoying, and I have not found a way to turn her off without having the other audio off. So I just turn it down a little bit, but it's a great racing game. Number 10. Oh, we're going to get into the good old Mario series. Mario Tennis. I love to play tennis physically in real life. I was actually playing tennis in high school. I think it's great that the Mario people started doing sports games because all of the characters are hilarious and they all have their own sounds and techniques and specialties. And it is a great multiplayer game, but I'm totally fine with just setting up a tournament and playing the computer and exploiting the weaknesses of the computer. It's a great game. That'll just push us right into the next one, Mario Golf. Same thing, except this game took me a long time to master. Not that I'm actually mastered right now, but awesome characters, hilarious characters. It's kind of complicated because you got to get the bar in the right place and hit the right buttons. And after that, you have to adjust for the length of your drives and putts, and then the angles of those. And then for the longest time, I didn't realize that you also have to aim the joystick down underneath the ball so that the ball picks up and carries. And yeah, it's a kind of a complicated game, and I can see why people get really frustrated with this game. But I think it's a lot of fun, way more fun than that Cyber Tiger game. This one is just a lot more fun to play and not as frustrating. Number 8 on my list, yeah, Banjo Kazooie. I put this one on because I didn't want to put Banjo Tooie on there too. And this game is a great adventure game. It's colorful, it's actually funny, and I remember it being one of the first, not the only, but the first funny games to actually listen to the characters, and, well, actually not listening to them, because the characters are all just making noises. Each individual character has their own, you know, like mumble-jumble noise, and then you read what they're actually saying, but it's hilarious. I mean, they're all individual characters. You're a bear, and you travel along with a bird, and you kill Gundy the Witch, and you do have to collect puzzle pieces, and, oh, what's the other thing? Feathers, and there's stuff to collect, you know, as with every game that's like that. But it's a lot of fun, and means a lot. Yeah, it's a great game. Number 7, oh, FZero X. Now, this is the upgrade to the Super Nintendo F-Zero. Believe it or not, I love it even better, and I loved F-Zero. This game is fast. It's fast, it's accurate, it handles well, it's so much fun. The soundtrack is amazing to this game. Every time I play it, I have to turn my volume up 3 times louder than it is in any other game, because I just love the soundtrack while you're racing. They all fit the fast-paced stuff. The tracks are great, it's so much fun to jump over stuff, and it's a very addictive game. It's a lot of fun. Way cool game. If you haven't tried that one, definitely check that one out. Number 6. Okay, my rarest game that I own, Conkers Bad Fur Day. If you notice right down here, it says advisory, this game is not for anyone under 17. Originally, Rare was going to release this game as like a PG version, but it was delayed over a year. They made some changes to it, and then they steered it more towards the adult audience. There's curse words in the game, there's dirty comments, Conker, the squirrel, is a drunk. The gameplay is a lot like Banjo Kazooie in a way, because you're doing the same kind of things. You still have missions and stuff you have to do, and tricks to learn. But the bosses are hilarious. I mean, one of the fighters is you have to throw toilet paper at this big, gigantic pile of poop in order to kill him. A lot of fun. The voice to the main character is hilarious. He's got a funny accent, and the way he talks, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, this is one of the rarest games I have, and I've seen them go on eBay for like $300 and up. So, but yeah, it's way worth it. If you have it, keep it. Number 5. Here's the other shooter game I was telling you about, Goldeneye 007. This game came before Perfect Dark, and so I give it a little more credit because they did it first. It's known for being a great multiplayer game. However, I suck at multiplayer on this. At least with my brother. He is he'll kill me 8 times to my 1, and I just can't figure out. But as for just playing it regular single player, I'm actually really good at it. I can get through the entire game in a day, and I just love how the gun. I mean, it's amazing how they made the gun go to where it's supposed to shoot. Some of the missions are a little foggy of what you're actually supposed to do, and I remember being frustrated about that, 15, 16 years ago, and now I just breeze through it, but it's still fun to play this game all the way from the beginning. Great game. Number 4 on my list, Mario Kart 64. Great multiplayer game. Again, play with my dad and my brothers all the time. The characters are hilarious. This is the second one to come out after the Super Nintendo version, and it's also a great single-player game as well. The graphics actually hold up really well. I think the individual characters are hilarious no matter which driver you pick. They've all got their own sound for when they're happy and they won the race, to where they've hit a banana peel and they're mad. Sound effects are really hilarious in this game. It makes it a lot of fun. I think the main reason why I was always been so successful playing my siblings was because I knew that on the last lap, just stay back in third or fourth so you get the lightning bolt or the first place shell, and then win it right at the end. It used to always frustrate the hell out of them. But number 3 on my list, Starfox 64. Again, I guess we'll go right back to the characters. The characters in this one, Peppy, Slippy, Falcor, and Starfox, they are all very unique. They have their own personalities and voices and problems as far as helping you out in missions. But this is a great, fun game to play. It's just, I get so emotionally attached to this game when I'm playing that I'm like jumping out of my seat and kicking things on the ground and rolling back my shoulders and throwing the controller all around because I physically, I'm feeling the tension when I'm trying to kill the bosses and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun. And like I said, the bosses are great. I think it's kind of unfortunate that I know how to kill them so fast and I just go straight for them and just get it out of the way. But, you know, I don't want to die either. So, but great game. Number 2 on my list is Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, Zelda Majora's Mask did not make it onto my list because, I could only pick one. And besides, I wasn't ever really into all of the weird mask stuff and all of it. You know, I just think that was a really unique game that was hard for me to understand. But Ocarina of Time still works for me, actually. It's a great game. I spent a lot of hours on it. However, there's a reason why it's not my number 1 game, and that's because as of, lately I've not been spending as much time with this game as I have with my number 1 game, which is Super Mario 64. And that's a big statement because this was the first game I ever got. It was one of the first ones ever made on the system. It still holds true to be my favorite game to play on the Nintendo 64 system. I have no problem with starting over from scratch with no stars and just start the entire thing over again. I think the bosses are great. I think the gameplay's great. I've definitely logged more hours into this game than any other game I own, and it just can't be beat. Although you've seen in some of my collection here, a lot of people like to, well, try to imitate it and try to make theirs better, but I gotta give them credit. They were first, it was the first one like it, and it's the best one like it. So that's my top 20 Nintendo 64 games. I live in an RV, so space is really limited. I don't keep anything that I don't like or that I don't play. I don't keep my games for collecting. I don't, like, if you think it's valuable, I'm not going to keep it because of that. The only reason I keep my games is because I play them, and I'm going to play them, and it's not a wasted space. So with that, I just want to show you my last 12 games that I have, besides those that didn't make this list, just so you know what other games I like to play. 007, The World Is Not Enough. Doom 64. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Quake 2. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. NFL Quarterback Club 2000. Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. Banjo Tooie. Micro Machines 64 Turbo. And Forsaken 64. Again, thanks for watching my video. If you don't like all of my games, that's okay. Create your own top 20. Talk to you guys later. Hey, it's Eric, along with Jax. Thanks for watching our videos. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get the latest updates, and feel free to check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.